Hi everyone, Ron Crider here again. Today it is Sunday, February the 23rd, and when I always say it's 73 degrees and not a cloud in the sky, well, there's a couple of clouds in the sky, but not very many. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful day, and it really is 73 degrees. In fact, here's another live shot I just took 5 minutes ago, and there you go. You can see the ocean out there. Yes, there's a couple of little clouds you can see up there on the side. We're making kids' simple eggs with hash browns today. This is really simple. I used to make it with my kids. I made it with my grandkids. Very, very simple. You don't need very much to work with. But you do have to have these simply potatoes, shredded hash browns. Come in a little bag. That's all you need. Get those guys out. And put a little bit of olive oil in the pan here. And I also put in this Land O'Lakes butter with olive oil and sea salt. Just a little bit of that. You'll see I'm going to show it to you here coming up. This is really good. It gives you that buttery flavor, and it does have a little sea salt and olive oil in. I probably could have done that without the olive oil, but nonetheless I did it, and that's the way it goes. So here we go. Now, next thing I'm going to do is after I get this in there and it starts sizzling just a little bit like that, I had some leftover onions, and there they are. Of course, I'm throwing them all over the place. Great, Ron, good job. So make this with your kids, especially if they're of stove age, which means they're just about time that they can start hanging around the stove and doing things with mom and dad. And it's fun because they like to shove things around. And then you stick the potatoes in on top of that, and you want to smooth those potatoes out so that they, there you go, just like that. You don't want to pack them down. It may look like I'm packing them down, but I'm not. I'm just trying to smooth them out, and I want a nice thin layer of these potatoes there so that they can cook nicely. They want to brown, and you can flip them over and turn them around. The kids can shovel them any way they want to using a spatula or something like I have there, kind of a slotted spatula. It's just something for them to do to kind of mess with the food, like everybody always complains about me doing it. But notice how it's beginning to brown just a little bit. That's the important thing. You want them to brown because it's going to taste a little bit like French fries, so to speak, except that they're very skinny and they're hash browns. And we're going to stick some salt in here. Plenty of salt on it. And next comes the pepper. Put plenty of pepper on it. Let them do that. I mean, kids really feel like they're a part of the program, especially Sunday morning before you're going to church. You get them all revved up to work with you and do things with you. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So you have a couple of kids, that's even better yet. Everybody can pitch in. There you go. See how that looks? It's nice and brown. And it's in a little group. And you'll notice if I move the pan around here, it's all going to move together. So when it's served, it'll all come out together kind of like a little bit of a pancake. And we had another pan here. Take the other pan and put a little of that Land O'Lakes butter with olive oil and sea salt in there. Dump 2 eggs in there, 2 complete eggs. Let those guys cook just a little bit because I don't like my eggs overcooked, and neither does our family, neither did my kids. So you'll see how we didn't do them very much, and we want to kind of keep them together there. This is all it takes. It's just 2 pans. You got 2 pans, 2 eggs, a couple of onions, the simply potatoes, the olive oil, and the hash browns, and you're all set to go. Look how good this looks. Isn't this terrific? It's really tasty. Everybody's going to love eating it, and you can make that whole thing full of it and cut it up in like quarters for everybody for breakfast, or you could put a bunch of eggs in the other pan and then divide those up here. There's all sorts of different ways to do it, but you get the general idea that it's really simple and it's something you can do with your kids or grandkids on a Sunday morning, and everybody's going to start off the day right. Okay, now there's one more little thing I forgot to tell you about. I added some basil. I happen to have a basil plant here on the windowsill, and I put some basil in here. If you don't have basil, you could use parsley or something like that. I like basil a lot. So does everybody in our family. So I put the basil in and let that cook just a little bit with the potatoes. And then when I put the potatoes in, here we go. Let's get that nice and neat, Ron. Do a good job here. And there we got it. That's the most important thing. Everybody needs to pitch in and make it look really good. Like that music in the background? Very good. I like it too. I use it on just about everything, as you can tell. Okay, eggs are just about ready to go here. We're going to pick those eggs up, and we're going to take those eggs and stick them on top of the hash brown potatoes and the basil. And there you go. That's a little bit too much for any one person, unless it's a big guy. But that's what it takes to make it. And it looks good, tastes good, and it's all ready to be served. And coming up here, you're going to see it on the plate. Stand by. It's coming right now. Here you go. And there it is on the plate, all ready to be served. Put on the table, and everybody's going to enjoy it a great deal. So again, as I say, all you need to have to make this work really good is have these Simply potatoes. Simply potatoes, shredded hash brown potatoes, comes in a little bag. They're not very expensive at all. And that's all you need to do to make these kids simple eggs with hash browns. Ron Crider here, February the 23rd, out and about. Vero Beach Condo, Vero Beach, Florida. If you like the video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and every time I make a new one, you will get one of these. Have a really great day.